going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of JR Takes. And this week, the Seahawks have the worst team in football coming up on their schedule, the Tennessee Titans. And, I mean, I know we talk week in, week out about not overlooking the opponent, but, I mean...
Yeah, what is there to say? This might be a challenging one to find things to talk about, because really, I mean, just big picture, this would be like the worst loss in the last long-ass time if we lost this game to the Titans, but I don't even think that really matters here as far as discussion, because it's just not going to happen. The only time the Titans have won this year is on a crazy, and I mean crazy, collapse by the Arizona Cardinals. Cam Ward does have the ability to make some pretty sick throws out there. His highs this year have been impressive, but this team just has no talent. I mean, Tyler Lockett begged them to release him, and Calvin Ridley
to go to the Raiders? What does that say about the Titans?
It says a lot. And the Titans are one of the only teams the Raiders have beaten. One of two teams I think the Raiders have beaten at this point. Calvin Ridley is going to miss this game. So, what is there to say about this offense? I mean, it's probably the least imposing offense in the NFL. They've scored the fewest amount of points in the NFL. And then on the other side of the ball, Jeffrey Simmons is by far their best defensive player, but everyone else on this team is bad because they've given up the third most points in the league. They did give Davis Mills a tough time in the Texans offense last week, but who cares?
It's Davis Mills.
Yeah.
I don't care if he had a tough time. That's to be expected. I just, like I said, it's hard to not overlook this game because, like, there is no excuse for us, like, if we lose. Like, that just can't happen. And I just don't believe it's gonna. I think especially with losing that game against the Rams last week, I predict Sam's gonna come in locked in, and he's going to throw a couple tutties, probably 3, and going to throw for 350 yards.
I think there's a decent chance that Sam doesn't get those numbers because he only plays the first half, to be honest. I mean, we'll see. Like, even if it gets to a crazy blowout, they usually play the third quarter, at least, in those situations. But this, I mean, think of the last 3 games where we played a team that wasn't even necessarily horrible, but just not able to keep up with us. It was 35-0, 38-0, 41-0 at halftime in the Cardinals, Saints, and Commanders. Yeah. And this Titans team is worse than any of those teams, like, measurably. They have three rushing touchdowns so far this season in 10 games, which is kind of almost impressive because some teams get that in a game.
Yeah, just my personal opinion. I wouldn't like to see him only play that first half because of the game he had last week. Let's get his confidence back. Let's get those numbers up and get him playing to the way he was before.
I'm just trying to set the tone for what we might witness on Sunday, I guess.
Yeah.
And all this to say, like, if we don't show up and play like shit, like, this could be an annoying close game. I mean, we're on the road. It's a 10 a.m. start. The Titans are probably desperate for a win. The players are, if they're not checked out. Their coach has already been fired. So it's hard to say where mentally this team would be at that point, but they can't be anywhere good.
Do you know who our other road loss was to besides the Rams?
Yeah, there isn't one. Oh, do you mean last year?
Yeah.
Man, I have to think about that one because it's been a long time.
Because it wasn't the Rams, because we won when they had Jimmy.
Yeah, and it wasn't the 49ers either.
Because we won with Geno.
Yeah, and obviously it wasn't the Cardinals. We haven't lost to them.
We had one road loss against the Rams. Oh, wait, no, that was this year.
Honestly, it's hard to remember because last year was just very forgettable.
Yeah, I can't remember, but... It wasn't the reason I was asking was because whether or not it was a divisional opponent, because it seems like
it was not.
We have no problems playing anyone else other than the division on the road, but Yeah, I'm not
Oh,
sure.
okay. It was the Lions in that game where Jared Goff completed every pass.
Oh,
and
that's
our
right.
entire D-line was out for that game.
Well, I'm willing to give us a pass because the Lions have been one of the best teams in the league for
Yeah.
3 years now.
And we were playing them with down major personnel.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just think we're going to go into Tennessee and look like the varsity compared to the JV team.
Yeah.
Maybe even the C team.
I think that's a simple way to put it. I got 38-10, which I think is I know this sounds rude, like I'm just being a dick to Titans fans, all 4 of them, but I'm not. I think that's being fair to you guys, giving you 10 points.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to say 31-6. We don't give up a touchdown.
Yeah, I think both of those are likely. I honestly could easily see this game getting like Cardinals 2012 58-0 territory. Like I'm not gonna go that far, but just look at any stat comparison between these two teams, and you're like, wow, this is as big of a mismatch as I think the Seahawks have had since 2021 when we played that terrible Urban Meyer Jaguars team at home.
Mm-hmm.
And this Seahawks team is way better than that 2021 Seahawks team. So I'm just throwing it out there. Like, Titans fans, you might want to just, like, go for a walk or go out to lunch or something instead of watch this, because I don't think you're going to have a good time.
No, I would have to agree with you on that. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I haven't really looked at our injury report.
Gray Zabel practiced in a limited fashion, which is honestly a miracle because I thought he was torn ACL done.
Yeah.
When I saw the replay.
Yeah. Thank God we dodged a bullet there, because I feel like with him not out there, you're going to see fucking bits and pieces of what our line has been throughout the past couple years.
Yeah.
And real quick, dude, the Raiders line is like our line, but 5 times worse when Pete Carroll was our coach.
And that's the thing about the Raiders is Geno he played really bad for the first, month of the season or whatever. I feel like he's been playing better lately, but the line is just so fucking terrible on the Raiders.
I think a lot of it has to do with Chip Kelly's play calls, though.
Yeah.
Because, like, I was looking at some of their plays from the Monday night game, and the pitch plays that they were running with Genty were, like, blown up before the ball was even out of the quarterback's hand.
That's insane.
Yeah, so it's like it's some of the worst offensive line play I've ever seen.
Yeah, I really like...
Which says a lot,
considering
I've seen a lot of bad offensive
the teams
line play.
we've watched for a long time.
Yeah.
And that's what's so weird about this Seahawks season is we've gotten pretty dang good offensive line play. And that's even with Anthony Bradford, who you can pull up about 10 games from last Sunday where he's just turned around looking at Sam Darnold in the middle of a play. And it's like, dude, put your hands on somebody. Like, do something. What are you fucking doing?
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty... I'm just glad we're not there anymore.
Yeah. And I'm glad that hasn't killed us. It somehow has barely been a problem.
Yeah.
Is impressive.
That's really all I had on the Seahawks Titans. I expect to go in Sunday and win. So
it should be a fun Sunday morning in the Northwest of just drinking your coffee and watching our team do whatever they want.
Yeah.
If it's not, that's going to be concerning. But I don't know. As I've said, I don't see it being anything else.
Yeah. Real quick before we go to the around the league good, mid, ugly, I wanted to give a shout out to my boy Nails on the other in the other sports team.
Josh
in Seattle
Naylor
City.
re-signing.
Yeah, that's why I got my headband on. I wanted to represent Joshy boy, and really stoked about that. And don't want to take too much time on it because it's obviously the off season. There's not a whole lot going on, but that's pretty much a W for the Mariners as far as the off-season signings go. We needed to get that done, and we did.
I feel like he's a culture guy, too.
For sure.
As you said, once he kind of established himself in Seattle, like he really brings some
edge.
Yeah, some intangibles to the team.
For sure. And I know I'm probably in the minority here. because I've never felt this way my whole life watching football for 30 years. But I'm like, for the first and only time, I'm like, I want to get through this football season so we can get back to baseball season.
Well, it's crazy that we're going from a crazy baseball season to a really good Seahawks season. I mean,
yeah,
this has never really happened at the same time before.
And like, let me dial it back. Like, obviously, you want to enjoy it all happening. Like, I don't want the football season to be rushed through because we're being treated to a great football team.
Mm-hmm.
But like, that's more just, I've never seen the Mariners be this good. So I'm like, I'm just really excited for what is on the horizon for our team.
Yeah, man, if you could just get us a basketball team, can you imagine? Like, I feel like this market is growing in Seattle. I mean, the Northwest in general has been growing a lot, and the enthusiasm for our sports teams is just not matched. I don't think so.
Well, when we're isolated away from like all the other teams, I feel like we have a sense of pride that comes along with that.
There is sort of an island here for sports in general. I mean, for the NFL, you got to go all the way to San Francisco for your next closest team, which is a very long drive, by the way, that I've done, and it was terrible.
Dude, I feel like Oregon, like Portland, Oregon, is like our version of like Western. Like, just like they just don't have football.
Oh, yeah. Well, Portland's kind of a weird city
They
because
just wouldn't have football. I feel like they're too. I don't know.
it's a very unique city. It's kind of like mini Seattle in a lot of ways, but it's also got like a very distinct culture around it that's, not very sports enthusiastic. Because in Oregon, I mean, Eugene is the football center for like the Oregon Ducks. That's like their NFL team. Yeah. As far as sports fans go.
They have basketball, right? The Timber.
They're the Blazers.
Yeah.
And they like their basketball, but
it's just a different environment in Seattle.
Yeah. But yeah, that was really all I had on the Mariners. Stoked to bring back Josh, and now to get to some good mid-ugly.
Let's do it. You wanna?
Yeah, I'll start this one off. So my good for the week is my man Josh Allen. Accounting for 6 total touchdowns against the Buccaneers on last Sunday. Buccaneers, they are just a tough out. Every time they play another good team, it's like the game of the week. Mm-hmm. It was like that against us. It was like that for them when they played, who was it?
Patriots.
I think they played the Eagles.
Yeah.
So, yeah, every game they've played in against a good team has just been pure cinema. But Josh, he didn't care. He said, not on my watch, and he scored 6 tutties and is just looking like, I mean, he puts the cape on, and they're going to win. So I do worry about that come postseason time because we've seen it time and time again where they rely on him too much and then they lose to a team like the Chiefs or even a team like the Bengals a couple years ago. So seeing Josh Allen do Josh Allen things, it's fun to watch, and I hope it keeps happening because he's just as far as non-Seahawk players go, he's probably the one guy that I'm just gonna root for this guy to get a Super Bowl like always until he retires. So,
well, I think Josh Allen is just one of the most fun quarterbacks to watch that I've ever seen because he has the body of Cam Newton essentially. Maybe not quite that imposing, but I mean it's like splitting hairs really.
Yeah.
And what he has that Cam Newton never had is a fucking bazooka arm, and he's not afraid to use it. So not only is he just good at the quarterback position, but the physical tools he has are insane. I think he just broke Cam Newton's record for rushing touchdowns at the quarterback position.
I think he did.
And he's light years better at throwing the ball than Cam ever was. So he's a fun guy to watch. Never really have had a problem with the Bills in general just because, they've never won anything.
You know what's funny about Cam Newton is I honestly agree with a lot of his takes, but he's just such a dick about the way he says things.
And he's always wearing something that makes you just pissed off to see him. He's like wearing a hat with a fucking clock and a bird
he
on
always looks like fucking Professor Snape in Prisoner of Azkaban when he's wearing Neville's mom's clothes.
Yeah.
That's what Cam Newton looks like all the time.
And he's like, women shouldn't talk about running routes. And you're just like, shut the fuck up, Cam Newton.
Yeah, you shouldn't. You didn't do that either.
Yeah.
So shut up. Yeah, but kind of lost my train of thought there.
Josh Allen, good.
Yeah, Josh Allen's great. Cam Newton, I don't know if you saw the other day, he said that the Patriots being really good right now is fool's gold. And Drake May responded, and he was like, I don't even know what show he's on.
I don't either. That's really funny. I got a good that I think you're going to enjoy, Jonah, because it's your boy, Bryce Young.
That's funny. I was kind of contemplating picking him, but I didn't.
Yeah, having his career best game to beat the Falcons. For whatever reason, the Panthers just like elevate their play when they play the Falcons, which I think is hilarious. 2 of their 30-point games this year, I think their only 2 30-point games are against this Falcons team, and they get the season sweep. 2 touchdowns with 440 yards, I believe, for Bryce Young. So by far his most prolific day as a passer. And yeah, I mean, for a guy that he's had a very strange start to his NFL career where there's been a lot of bad, and then he has games like this. I'm rooting for him just because he's kind of an underdog now that so many people have shat on him for 2-3 years. So that was cool to see. And then the mid, staying in the NFC, the fucking Bears are 7-3 with like the grossest collection of wins against ass teams. Like this team has wild card round loss or missed playoffs written all over it. And I mean, good for them for finally having a competent season and their quarterback finally not being terrible. But I just watch them, and they're a really unpleasant watch. And to me, like that's why they get the mid is they're winning, but it's like getting Band-Aids ripped off over and over again to watch this team.
What, dude? The JJ versus Caleb matchup 2 times a year makes me want to like go blind. It like,
dude, JJ's. I cannot wait to play the Vikings, man. Like I've seen some of these throws. I'm like, we might get 7 interceptions if he's doing this.
Yeah,
he's making Justin Jefferson go insane.
I know, like it's so funny.
He's the only quarterback. Like Justin Jefferson hasn't had good quarterback play for the most part, but he's not producing this year specifically because of J.J. McCarthy. It's kind of crazy. But, I mean, we'll say the Vikings for when we get to them. But, yeah, the Bears, I am not moved by anything I'm seeing by them. They have the same record as us, but that just shows you record is not fucking everything. Nothing close to it, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my mid for the week is the fucking L.A. Chargers. Like, I just still don't know what to make of them. They're so up and down, and losing 34-6 to the Jags. Like, what the fuck? That doesn't make any sense. And I feel like we're going to see another first-round exit from the Chargers again. And it's weird to say that because Jim Harbaugh, obviously, like, I have a lot of respect for him as a coach, and I think he's an elite coach, but it's just, I don't know, something is still off with them. It's almost like when Pete Carroll went to the Raiders, and the Raiders are like, oh, are they going to be good? No, they still are one of the worst teams we've ever watched.
I think it just shows how hard it is to change a franchise. Like, that is no small task, because even for guys like Pete and Jim, who were the kings of the early 2010s. Like,
and the kings of culture.
Yeah.
It's like, it's even hard for them. It's like, I don't know. It's like playing. It's like coaching on all Madden versus pro. When they're running things with a good organization, oh, this feels easy. But then you go to the Raiders or the Chargers, and it's like, oh, actually, this is a shit show.
Doesn't that make you just feel so good about being a Seahawks fan, though? Because like Mike McDonald steps in as a rookie 37-year-old head coach, and he's immediately getting 10-plus wins. Largely because the culture here was already good, in addition to the things he brings. But that's a really underrated thing, just when it comes to team success in the NFL is what kind of franchise it is. Like the Jets and all these terrible teams, they get good coaches, they get good players, and they still suck because that culture is just not there.
Yeah. Yeah, so the Chargers, I, again, don't know what to make of them. They keep fluctuating from bad to good to mid to really good to terrible. So I'm just like, the Chargers, you guys are mid until further notice. And then my ugly for like the fourth time this year is the fucking Falcons. Dude, and I'm not even really talking about their play on the field. I'm more talking about
Big picture
management.
Yeah.
And dude, when they made that trade with the Rams, which thanks, now the Rams have the 8th pick in the draft. And that was malpractice when we saw it live. We were like, why the fuck would the Falcons trade their first next year when they haven't really figured out, like, they haven't figured out the quarterback position, or at least hadn't seen enough from Penix to feel confident that they're not going to have a low pick, to give it to the Rams. Like, Raheem Morris and Sean McVay are best buddies, and Sean McVay answers the phone and just, oh my God, I'm going to fuck my friend over. Like, it's just crazy to me, like, how bad of a decision that was to trade for a guy in the 20s. Like, what are we doing?
I forgot they made that trade in the offseason and throughout this season. And then as the season started progressing, the Falcons were terrible and the Rams are what they are. I was like, this is like when the Patriots went undefeated and then traded with someone and ended up with a top 5 pick the next year. It's like about that level of just idiocy from these NFL GMs. And it's kind of more what we're talking about. Like, when it's on the table for your franchise to do something like this, you're fucked for a long time.
Yeah, and before we end on the Falcons, aside from, like, big picture, or I guess this ties into big picture, I don't know if it's confirmed 100%, but Penix probably retore his ACL.
He has to have surgeries out for the year.
Yeah, and that's just such a fucking bummer.
I feel really bad for Michael Penix, the human being, because, I mean, God, what has he been through this, like, 4 times now or something?
Yeah, I also heard before the slate of last week's game started, I heard Penix in an interview, he was asked, do you have, like, a quarterback's coach or, like, someone that you go to when you're struggling, or anyone on the Falcons staff that kind of gives you pointers? And he just straight up said no. So...
That's terrible.
So, yeah, Raheem Morris, I'm calling it, he doesn't survive till the end of the season.
Yeah, I don't think he should, because this team...
I think he should be fired, I think he should have been fired Monday. Yeah. But here we are.
They really, like, backed themselves into a corner for no reason. Like, with the quarterback position, with these trades, with the trades for Penix, like... If you believe in the guy, then okay, don't give Kirk Cousins $1 billion fucking dollars to bench him 10 games into the first season with him. Like, it was all very stupid. Moving on to my ugly, actually bringing back something you were just talking about, the fucking Chargers getting their ass beat by the Jaguars. I guess I won't belabor it too much since you already said a lot of what I wanted to say, but, like, what the fuck is wrong with them? Like, how is it even on the table for them to have a quarterback that's supposed to be elite in Justin Herbert and all these receivers, McConkey, Keenan Allen, and a defensive head coach who focuses on running the ball, good running backs, good players on defense, and then you're just dog shit against a pretty mediocre Jaguars team? It's mind-blowing. A lot of games like that seem to be happening this NFL season, but the Chargers they're kind of just like the AFC version of, like, the Panthers, where they win some games and then they just don't show up for games. And I don't know. They look like another team that, as you said, is headed for wild card exit. I hope they just win enough games to keep the Chiefs out of the playoffs, because they have the head-to-head tiebreaker. So
I know. It's so not like... I think that's why this football season's been so fun, is because it's not a trajectory to a clean sweep for the Chiefs to just waltz their way to the fucking Super Bowl. Like, they've got their work cut out for them if they even want to be the 7th seed. So, I am hoping. God, it would suck so much ass if like they got to play like New England in the first round, because that right there I think is a recipe for them getting the upset win.
Yeah, and then they probably immediately play the Bills or something. Yeah, you could see that going down a very familiar path.
Yeah, let's just keep those fucking assholes out of the playoffs. How about that?
I'm with you. Well, you want to get to the power rankings?
I do. Colby, I don't think oh yeah, I did send you mine. Yeah, so no surprise here. Got the Rams at 1. They were at the 1 last week for me. Bills, Pats, Colts, Hawks, and then Broncos, Eagles, Lions, Bucks, Bears. I put the Bears at 10. That should be an indicator. Like, I don't really believe in them that much, so I put them at 10. I do like the way that Ben Johnson has been running the ball a lot more, kind of taking the pressure off of Caleb, and they've got a pretty good defense. So, but as you were saying earlier, they've just beaten nobodies, and they like in most of those games had to come back.
Yeah.
So, if the Bears, if they're gonna be in the top 10, they're gonna be at 10, and that's where they're gonna stay for now.
That's fair. I'm finding the order of these top 10s to be difficult because I'm basing this really more so off of the way I think these teams look when I watch them than like records or anything like that. I had to take the Chiefs out just because it's the other part of this equation is I'm kind of ranking like who do I think is most likely to win this Super Bowl, and right now, the Chiefs don't even look like they're going to make the playoffs because they got the Ravens coming back to life, the Texans coming back to life. They've lost head-to-head to a bunch of these playoff teams. So it's going to be – they basically have to win out to make it to the playoffs, essentially.
Yeah.
I think the Rams deservedly get the number 1 slot. I honestly, the more I look and think about that game, I still think as a team the Seahawks are better than the Rams, but they just beat us, so I can't put us over them. Thought about putting in the Eagles at number 2, but I think their offensive problems are going to be a real Achilles heel for them because their defense is putting up a really just insane effort to win these close games against good teams. But I don't know, man. I don't think I think what they're doing is not very sustainable.
I don't understand why their offense is this bad. Like, they have the money they're paying their offensive weapons for them to play like this. It just doesn't really make any sense to me.
It doesn't make sense to me either. I blame Sirianni, hungry and humble, honestly. I think that lies in his world because this Eagles team just reminds me a lot of the 2023 Eagles because it's largely the same players.
Yeah.
And it seems like when he gets them to like execute to their potential, they're a juggernaut. They're the best team in the NFC. But when he's not, it's like the attitude of the players on this team seems to go sour really easily. Like, I mean, it seems like it's sour even though they're winning, at least on the offensive side of the ball. You got A.J. Brown streaming Madden saying, dude, trade me if you have me in fantasy. Like, I don't know, dude. That doesn't scream like, oh, this team's going to win the Super Bowl to me. But obviously they're as talented as anybody in the league. Bills look like they're finding their form again. I feel like the Lions are an NFC version of the Bills, kind of. Really similar teams. Colts still up there. I got to put the Patriots like right after all those clear front runners because I think the talent is going to hold the Patriots back from making it to the big game this year. But I could see them making it to the divisional round or maybe even beyond that. Then, yeah, Broncos just because, I mean, they keep winning. And then Packers, Bucks.
Yeah. Yeah, I pretty much agree with all that. I had the Pats at 3 just because they got one of the best records in the league right now. And they just keep, I mean, I know they beat the Jets last week, so who cares? But, like, I was really shocked that they kind of handled the Bucks the way they did. On the road, too. Like, This Patriots team just keeps surprising me. So I'm like, all right, I'll buy in. Like okay, if the Pats played the Broncos, who are you taking in that game?
I'm gonna pick the Pats just because I hate the Broncos.
But the Broncos are kings of ugly games.
They are.
So
they keep winning them, so I can't say they're bad. But like, they're like a way better version to the Bears in terms of watchability. Where like it's just a brutal watch to look at the Broncos for 3 hours, especially with their hideous uniforms, the orange ones, and they just muck up the game so much that the other team can't hang for long enough, and they ended up winning. But yeah, Bo Nix is like, God, he's a roller coaster, and it's not a fun roller coaster. It's like the kiddie roller coaster.
It's like the one that guarantees you to vomit.
That's a great analogy. Ride the Bo Nix, you will throw up. Yeah, I don't know. It's shaping up to be a really interesting playoff field. Seahawks probably just got to win like 3 or 4 more games total. They have 4 really easy games coming up, so I think the chances of us making the playoffs are almost 100% at this point. It's just a matter of the division. And then even if you don't win the division, I feel like the Seahawks home or away record shows they can go on the road. This defense can travel. Running game's getting a little bit better. So it's anyone's game, and it's going to be really fun to just, I think, stack some wins here leading into the Rams matchup, which might be a winner-take-all.
Well, think about this. If we end up getting a wild card and the Bears win their division, we're going into Chicago, and we're going to beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that.
I hope that's the way it plays out in a way, because, I mean, obviously I want to win the division.
Right.
But man, getting to play the Bears would be so fun.
Yeah, because, I mean, ultimately, like, I know the Seahawks team is a lot better than we thought, but my expectation is still just one playoff win. Like, that would make me happy because we haven't had that in so long.
Mm-hmm.
And then anything beyond that is just bonus. But, yeah, I mean, I'll take a game against the Bears wildcard weekend. Sure. Like, that would be probably easier than, I think, playing because I don't think you're going to get the 1 seed at this point because the Eagles just keep winning.
Yeah.
So you might get a home game wildcard weekend against the 49ers, which, I mean, I would expect us to win that game, but it's a divisional team. It's a team we have a hard time with every time. Like, I would much rather play the Bears than a team like the 49ers in the playoffs. So
yeah, agreed. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Hopefully our predictions become true and we win by at least 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that should be the minimum expectation for this game. Honestly.
I wonder what the
over under is.
Yeah,
I would bet it's like 10.5. Honestly.
Yeah, probably. Are you looking that up, Colby?
Look it up, Colby? Betting odds. What do we got? Picture Cam Ward. Terrible advertisement.
I don't know how to read this. Oh, over and under 44.5.
Oh, that's like the total amount of points. What's like the spread?
The Seahawks minus 125, Titans 105.
It's not displaying it in the way that I was expecting it to.
Yeah. How many points? I'm gonna just look it up.
Seahawks Titans odds.
Yeah. Spread.
It should just be. Oh wow. Okay, the Seahawks are betting favorites in this matchup with the spread sitting at minus 13.5.
Damn.
So that's even more than.
They want us to beat. They are expecting us to win by at least 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. Which, I mean, Vegas is usually, they set a line that they think they're going to win with. So the fact that the minimum expectation is a 2 touchdown win is pretty crazy.
I think it's very achievable.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of surprised it's that low, to be honest with you.
That is one of the lower ones, or the,
especially with the
biggest
amount
gap
of
I've
points we
seen.
put up. throughout different games this year.
Yeah.
We've scored a lot of points. So.
I mean, the only 2 games where we haven't got over 20 points were against divisional opponents that came down to the last play of the game. So,
yeah.
Anywho, that's about all I had for this one.
Yep. Yeah. Thanks for stopping by, guys, and we'll see you Sunday night after our dub.
Yep, should be a fun reaction video. We'll see you there.